Uh, Welcome to the 11th video in our series. We're going to do a little change up here today. We're going to change the name of this thing from Finding Your Way Home to Fundamentals for Following to line up with what we're doing here. Actually is discussing the more important points, I think, that's in the book's Fundamentals for Following. So I've also have a YouTube channel where all these videos will be housed at, so you'll be able to look at all those. If you're so inclined, you'll be able to look at all those under the series Fundamentals for Following. And there's many other series of lessons in there that I've posted. I've probably got over 100 videos there now. So if you would consider going over to YouTube and liking that channel, search for Fundamentals for Following, and just like that, and you can look at content there, and it might be helpful to you if you want to go back and look at something that we've talked about before. So today's topic is Christian friendship, and that's something that's so vitally important for any Christian, and especially a new Christian. But I just can't emphasize how important that is to us. So let's read from the book here this morning, and it won't take too long to get through this. So we say that now that we are a brand new born-again follower of Christ, we should be building new relationships day by day with like-minded people. You don't need to throw your old friends under the bus, obviously, but increasingly you should be hanging out with like-minded people. It is necessary to find a church that where you can learn about and worship God. Some people think that church attendance is old school, especially nowadays where you can look at things on social media like you're doing right now. But we need to understand that social media and other online experiences aren't a replacement for meeting and worshiping with other Christians in the same room. Now, I know the pandemic has changed things for quite a long time, about a year now, and many people are hesitant to go to church, but I would encourage you, as soon as you feel safe and you've been vaccinated, to get back into church. It's so vitally important. We just can't do it on our own. Regular church attendance is mandatory for every Christian. Now let's look at Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 8, where it says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The way that Jesus looks at things is unchanging, unlike our culture where social mores are constantly changing. But we have to recognize that this is the world we live in. All the things that seem so crazy to some of us now, it's just the world we live in. And people that don't know Jesus, people that don't know Jesus live here too. And so we as Christians exist in two worlds, right? One world rejects Jesus and the other embraces him. I can't stress enough how important Christian relationships are. Let's look at today another verse here that's from Hebrews, also Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 25. It says, let's not give up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage ourselves. Let us encourage one another all the more as you see the day approaching. Encourage is the key word here. All of us are on a journey to our eternal home. Everybody on the planet, everybody that's ever existed. For some of us, it will be a long trip. And for others, it may not be very long at all before we arrive at our final destination. But whatever the case, there will be times of trouble along the way. Many of us will face financial difficulties, and all of us will endure sickness and grief. When trouble comes, we need a loving ear to hear our cries and strong arms to embrace us. In good times and bad, we need other Christians around to help us along the way as we grow in knowledge, strength, and faith. It's so encouraging when we're going through a difficult time to have a fellow believer come along your side and just be with you. That's important too, to have somebody, just to have a friend, Christian friends. Um, it's just great to have somebody you can sit around and talk about your faith with, and they encourage you on so many different levels. So today's subject was Christian friendship. I hope that if you don't have some good close Christian friends and you're a new Christian, that you'll work on and pray about finding some good Christian friends. They're out there. So be back again tomorrow, and our subject will still be in chapter 2, and I think, well, I've lost where I was, but we'll continue on in chapter 2 tomorrow, and we look forward to seeing you then.